What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 19 different altcoins today. Before we get started, I'm going to turn on the music, and I want to bring some things to your attention. I am doing a new kind of thing, a little trial run, and it'll probably be more permanent, where I'm only doing requests on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. For anybody that does requests, that leaves a request on Friday or Saturday, I'll do it on Sunday. You leave it on Monday, I'll do it on Tuesday. Right, so I'll just compile them onto those days, and those will specifically be request days where I just run through and do your daily updates on things that you want me to talk about, and then that frees up time the other 4 days of the week for me to talk about things a little bit more in depth, with coins that I think deserve to be talked about a little bit more in depth, maybe requests that are a little bit more specific. Like, I know a lot of you want to learn how to use fibs, and I want to focus. I've been wanting to make a sort of like a playlist, kind of like what Eric Crown, shout out to Eric Crown, he has his psychology series, his trading psychology series, which I recommend anybody watches. I actually have it pulled up right here, right there. If you want to learn, like if you're an investor or a trader, like I honestly think that it's really good information here. 52 videos. I want to do something like that, maybe not 52 videos, but where I dissect how to use fibs and what to look in, and then just off of my personal experience, and then potentially resources as well that you can use to learn if you'd like, besides just myself. I want to do stuff like that and a bunch of other stuff too, but I just don't have time whenever I'm doing these daily requests. So with that in mind, 3 days a week, I will compile the requests into those days. We'll breeze through them, we'll do them, it'll be fun. And we're doing that right now. So requests, I always want requests to be a thing. I think that's important. Whenever I started doing crypto, I just remember like how cool it was whenever I would watch, I'm not going to throw names out there because this guy I think is actually kind of a pompous ass, but I used to watch this one channel, and he would do requests openly for anybody, but he kind of stopped doing that, and he started only doing it for people that pay, and that's fair. If you want to do it only for tips, that's fair. That's not how I want to do it, but I just remember thinking how cool it was that he did requests, and then when he got big enough, he didn't do requests anymore, at least not openly, and he kind of chilled a lot more with that. So I want to keep the requests going as long as possible. I don't see myself ever taking money for requests. That's not the intention. That's not the plan. That's not my desire. I want anybody to leave a request, whether you throw a super chat my way or not. Like, I really don't care. And you can't throw super chats my way right now because I'm not. What's the word? I'm not authorized. I forget the word, but I have to get some things cleared up with my business name technically. But that's neither here nor there. You guys are here for the requests. We're talking about 19 altcoins. Let's get into this. This is the list right now. Flare and Gala games or Gala games, I don't know, for BL Spiegel. ONDO for Elijah went up. Elijah, I left various things for you to point out. You have to figure out what they are, though. You can't just claim that something's a pacifier when in fact it's a baby bottle. You got that one wrong yesterday. But I left various things out for you to dissect today, all right? Ondo for Elijah. Filecoin for Flower Child. KDA for Anon Girder. ACH for Fonzie, XCN for I Am We MM, Well and AERO for Chad Shi, CHZ, CLV and Dot for DI55, Sand for Mischiefs MM, CRV for Sakadati, Terra, TRAX for Julio Pina, FTG for Cryptothon, PNG for Crypto Kelsey, ADA for TC 2002, and then Mobile for Haterside. Mobile, you also requested CLV if I remember correctly. Or Haterside, you requested CLV also, but we already have that. Somebody else already requested that. So anyways, guys, that's the list. 19 altcoins. Let's get into it now. Let's not dilly-the-dally any longer. I'll pause the music. And yeah, let's go. Okay, so low, that's not the low, to high. On Flare, you did reach for your 382 and you couldn't quite get to it, man. And on a weekly, reaching that low and coming all the way back up to close above your 236, that is nice. I will say that is really nice. I do like to see that. That does set you up to continue higher. This pullback, in other words, is enough for you to continue higher, is what I'm trying to say, even though you didn't hit your 382. It's actually a really bullish look what you have going on here. Now, the caveat to that, the catch 22 or whatever it is, catch 3090, I don't know, is that you need to continue going higher this week. If you reverse, if you close below the 236 this week, this could just be kind of like a fake out, or not a fake out, but like it's messing with you. It looks good, but really you're not getting anything following through. You didn't have a lot of volume, which more volume would have been nice, but you didn't really do anything, right? Like you came down and you came back up, essentially a neutral week at the closing point. I would just like to see you go higher is what I'm saying, because looking at the daily, it does stand to reason that you could come back down to this 382, form a slightly lower low. You did close above the 236, which I think is a very important thing to mention. The 4-hour RSI looks good. The daily RSI, I'm not so hot on, but I'm also not bearish on. There's good things and not encouraging things going on, but it's definitely not condemning. The 4-hour looks nice, so hopefully you do get that immediate continuation today. The 1-hour looks fine as well. Yeah, a lot. You're getting these little like spikes in volume along the way, which is kind of interesting. Maybe coordinated efforts, but they look big on the 1-hour, but on the daily you can see they're absolutely nothing. Let's see if you've got more volume. It's not on Binance, so we can't. Anyways, all that to say, I'm assuming that you'll continue to go higher from here. So my thoughts on that would be that you're going to move up to 4.3 to 4.5 cents. If you have a positive reaction with this and you break through, 6.7 to 8.5 and potentially even higher is on the table. As of right now, let's focus on that 4.3 to 4.5225 cent area, the white zone here. Previous kind of high zone over here as well. Like, I mean, literally if you put a weekly closing line right there, that lines up very well with that 4.57 technically. It's a little bit above that. You could go above it. You could go to your 786 as well, or your 886, but this is the zone I want to look at first. If you go up here, that's awesome. Not just wick up there, but if you close above this area and you actually get up here on your first attempt, that would make this look a lot more likely a lot sooner. I think inevitably you will go up there, but you do have somewhat of a V bottom, or I guess it's a V bottom. It's a V pattern. Maybe it is called a V bottom. I don't know. I'm getting all hung up here. And these generally do stop around where they start, which you technically have started where you started, stopped where you started. Do you continue going down is really the question, because you could go down all the way to here at 2.34 cents and be fine. You could move down that low. And if we look at it on a fib perspective, low to high, I mean, that's in between your 382 and 0.5. That's a very common area to go after a strong move. I mean, it could happen. So prevent that from happening by just continuing. Have a green week this week. Get away from this 236. Get up toward that 4.5 cent area, whatever it was, and then we can talk about it. But until then, I'm assuming you want to move up. I am assuming you want to move up, okay, from here. But if I'm wrong, if we start to get some days that close below, essentially if you close below 3.2 cents, that might have me a little worried that you could be going down. You can go below 3.2 cents, just don't close below it on a daily basis. That's Flare. Let's talk about Gala now. Gala on Binance, sure. All right, I'm gonna get some water. Elijah, if you're watching, there is a special thing that you gotta find. Can you see it? Oh yeah, you can see it. All right. What is it? What is it? And what was it holding? What's in its lap? All right. That's why things are a little bit more messy. In case you guys don't know, I elaborately placed all these things here as a little treasure hunt, if you will. Gala, looking good, guys. Really, really good. Coming up, breaking above that 100 area. I didn't even draw this fib yet. I think this was from yesterday. If I just drew it, I really don't remember doing it, but I think this was from yesterday. Very significant level. This is kind of the focal point, or I should say the high point. I don't know. It's a focal point of sorts, of course, but it's like what began your downside to your ultimate low that you found here. The extension off of this, the fibs off of this, I think will be significant. And in that, I think breaking above the 100 level, coming back to find support on the 886, and you are continuing to see follow through. You had above average volume. It was less volume last week, but technically, I mean, you can see it it was above this histogram. That histogram is the average volume over, I think it's 60 weeks. Is that what I do? 45 weeks. So it's had more volume, like by double, than the last 45 weeks on average. So with that kind of bounce too, I think that's a signal, a key kind of indication that you're moving up to about 10 cents, 12 cents, maybe even 17 cents. So higher for Gala as well, looking good. Definitely looking better. I love that daily RSI, man. Lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price, like bouncing off the 50, beautiful. The 886, the fibs do it enough for me, but everything about this looks good. So yes, there's less volume today than there was back here, but you haven't broken this high yet, right? You can get up here and still have like minimal volume compared to this, but it's still, that was above average volume, this move up, so all in all, I think you're moving higher. That's all I'm trying to say. So that's Gala, however you pronounce it. Ondo here. Oh man. Oh, that I needed that. I really did need that. 87 cents here. Is this? It's a DeFi token, maybe. Ondo Finance. I'm assuming it does something probably with finance, like Compound or Aave or XCN or YFI. All those. I know there were a lot of DeFi tokens that came out last cycle. This, though, looks like it just came out, didn't it? Let's see. I want to look at it real quick. Man, Pajamas has not been doing good, guys. It's taken quite a dump. I'm not scared, for anybody that knows. 1.2 billion. I hope you're older than just a few months, man, because that doesn't entice me at all. Yeah, I'm not enticed. I'm not intrigued by this at all. You got 1.2 billion. Your fully diluted valuation is $8 billion. Dude, there are better things out there, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe this is the next best thing ever, but I don't think any crypto. We're in crypto because we want to make money, right? We want to make insane gains. And even if they're not insane gains, we want to outperform the stock market, right? Well, how are you going to do that when you're already at 1.25 billion? There are some coins that are at $1 billion that I think could pull 100x this cycle, but they've been around for multiple cycles. This thing, why do you deserve $100 billion? Why do you even deserve 20 billion? You've been around for 4 months. I don't know. I don't personally like that, but I don't know anything about the project itself. It might be the next up and coming thing. It might be really popular. Who knows if it sees over $100 billion? A new coin gaining traction and being legitimate and catching a market cap of over $100 billion in its very first cycle, I don't think that's ever been done before. Okay, so not saying it can't ever happen, but that to me just lists the idea of the probability there. Dogecoin went from $1 billion essentially in market cap value all the way up to $97 billion last cycle. But it had been around. That was its third cycle at this point, right? This thing, it's not even its first, like it's coming late into the cycle. We're right around the halving, which, I mean, it's still early overall, but the cycle started back in like the end of 2022, in my opinion, right? Everybody has their own opinions, but to me, this is what dictates the bull cycle right here. Right? We've been in a bull cycle since here, clearly. And in my opinion, there's no doubt about it. Since we bottomed in November, we've been in a bull cycle, especially. So if you want to debate it, then arguably since September of 2023. But you just came out in January, Ondo. I'm not aware as to what makes you deserving of $1 billion market cap. So already it doesn't have my interest, but beyond that, looking at the TA, the RSI looks really nice on the daily. The weekly probably, it doesn't have anything for us really. The 4-hour looks good as well. It probably does want to continue going higher. You went up to your 1414, tested back the 100 level. Beautiful, nice reaction afterwards. Volume is dying off as you're moving higher. You probably stop between 92 cents and $1.06, and then you probably pull back to this 82 to 76 cent area. Somewhere in there, yeah. Probably closer to that 82, 83 cent area is what I would think. Somewhere, find support on a previous high. But for now, you probably go either just above 92 cents or just below like $1.07 is my thoughts. I think you do want to continue moving up. So that's Ondo. No hate to this thing, man. Who knows how high it could go, but I can't genuinely give you an expectation as to how high it could go. I doubt it sees $100 billion, so from its current market cap standing, it would see less than a 90x, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. which, hey, you could, I mean, a 50x is still phenomenal, man. But even 50 billion would be insane, in my opinion, for something like this. But I don't know. I don't know anything about it, so maybe it's worthy of things like that. But as far as TA goes, and as far as what I've experienced in crypto, I'm skeptical of how it's already grown, man. A lot of these coins, they come out at like a $40 million market cap, a $5 million market cap. That's where the excitement comes from. That's where the attraction comes from, is the ability to make gains, right? That's what we're here for in crypto. And this thing just, it's already had its gains already. Like, it's already there, in my opinion. Watch it be worth $1 trillion by the end of this cycle, and I'm way underselling it. Like 1,000x from here. High to low for Filecoin. Teresa, you wanted me to talk about if I think it's going to see new all-time highs, and that's something that I've been wondering about with Filecoin as well, honestly, because I don't know if it deserves new all-time highs. The main reason is similar to what I was saying with Ondo. You've really only been around for one bear cycle, or I guess 2 bear cycles now, and this is the beginning of your second bull cycle. So this is the test. You either make it or break it. Most cryptos in their second cycle, they do not see new all-time highs. That's just the fact. Filecoin had a lot of attention on it last cycle. It's still got a decent bit of attention now. I think it's, obviously look at this monthly volume. There's definitely interest in it still. I think that it is a coin that could see new all-time highs, but will it is the question. You're at a $4.738 billion market cap. Let's go to Google Calculator real quick. Let's just type that in, 4.738. That's 4.738 billion, okay? If we were to take that market cap and multiply it, this would be your kind of minimum extension that I would expect. That's a 90, it's a 91x. A 91x. So I'm already not too sure about that, but 91 would put you at a $431 billion market cap. That's a very high market cap for your second cycle to achieve. I don't know. I personally don't know. Fully diluted valuation, 17 billion. I want to look at the max, the log, price. What's the market cap look like? See, the market cap looks dramatically better than the price, doesn't it? Right? Price, you just broke out of this high, or let's see, maybe we could say you are still below highs or prices that you saw in late April, early May of 2022, okay, in price. But in market cap, you're above market cap valuations that were in March of that same year, late March, going back as far as like December, October, November, right? So this thing, and I mean, just overall looking at the chart, it's a different chart. I don't like seeing that. I don't really like seeing that. The price action itself, this looks like a fine bottom, but what I'm trying to say, what I'm getting at is you're going to now, to see this same all-time high in price, you're going to see a significantly higher all-time high in market cap valuation. And we can do that math real quick too. Let's just see. So the all-time high in market cap came in, can we do it on candles? Isn't there? Yeah, I think. Can I not do candles? You used to be able to do candles. Maybe they changed it. I thought that's what this was for, but hey. Whatever. Anyways, okay, so this is like a closing price, so it won't be exact, but anyways. Looks to me like the all-time high was $12.3 billion. $12.3 billion, you're at 4.7 now. So $12.3 billion. Let's do that real quick. 12.3 divided by 4.73. Let's call it 4.74. So that, right, you would essentially need to pull a 3 point, I think that's what that would mean, right? That's a 3.6x in price. Or would that'd be a 2.59. That would stand true. The reason I'm having a hard time with that is because a 100% growth is a 2x, but I'm pretty sure with the math, the way that it checks out here, this would be a true 2.59x. So we look for 159% growth, I'm pretty sure. I hope that all makes sense. Something here. Hitting your 0.5, right? Is that what that means? Let me just do this real. Yeah, because that's what that would be, a 2.59. Yeah. So essentially, what I'm trying to get at is your highest all-time high in market cap was back in April of 2016, or no, April 16th of 2021. My bad. April 16, 2021. That was this month here. So yes, that was your all-time high in market cap. The price up here was 237. To get to that same level in market cap, you would be at a price of, dude, like 90% lower. Really? That's insane. I hear good things about Filecoin. I don't know a whole lot about it myself, but I hear good things about it, and it's clearly maintained some attention on it. But I don't think Filecoin will see new all-time highs, man. I don't think it will. I truthfully don't. You'd have to see a 15x just to get to your 886 in price, and what that would do to your market cap. That would put you over $60 billion in market cap. And for being your second cycle, I think you would be fortunate to see that kind of evaluation. So, no, I don't think Filecoin will see new all-time highs. Yes, I do think it'll go up. I do like the volume, but thinking about it now, I don't like how much volume you have here at your like kind of breakout area, but you're not doing anything. That's normally not a good look in itself either. But I would think you go higher. But will you see your 886? Will you stop at your 618? That's a good, that's a question. You really could stop at your 618, have a dramatically lower high in price, but still that would be a dramatically higher, you would be, how much more would that be in your market cap essentially from the previous cycle? You'd be like 70% higher from the previous cycle. So maybe you do go above your 618. I don't know though, man. I don't know. I don't like the release, the emissions. If there's a way for them to burn tokens or implement a kind of deflationary aspect to it, that might save it. But I don't think it deserves $400 billion market cap. But what do I know, man? I spent a lot of time talking about that one. That was kind of a more in-depth question. I should have probably saved that for another video. But hey, whatever. That's Filecoin. Let's talk about KDA now for Anon Girder. Kadena on Binance, maybe. Do we have it on something else? KuCoin? KuCoin, yeah, there we go. Looking at it on the monthly, nice bounce off your 50 here. I'm just curious because we're talking about market caps. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings with Filecoin, man, but I'm not intrigued by it at all. Market cap, nice low market cap. See, this is what I mean, right? You've been around for one bull market already, right? Saw the ass end of it, and you've been around for a full bear cycle. Something like this, if it were to grow to a $1 billion, $2 billion market cap, you would see some sizable growth just from here alone. It's not your fourth month in existence and you're already there. Let alone if you were to go to like 4 billion or 10 billion or 40 billion, you could see some serious growth with something like this. Going to 40 billion would give you a 100x, and something like that could happen. It really could happen. Especially because this will be your second bull cycle and you've seen a full bear cycle, and you've technically got a higher low actually. You've got a lot of good things going for you. On the weekly here, looking at it in the more immediate terms, you do have bearish divergence. It is there, it is printed, but you've kind of already fulfilled that, right? You came back and literally tipped, dude, tipped it. This is your breakout zone, right? I don't like this pattern. I don't like these kind of patterns because I think they're just overused, but that is a cup and handle. Absolutely, it's a cup and handle. You broke your handle, you're back testing your breakout point, which is also the breakout point of this overall accumulation phase that you've been in for a long time, right? Your bear market bottom here, and it was a previous area that the bear market kind of like, you found support there, and then once you broke it, that was kind of the catalyst to send you lower. I think this is a significant level to hold support on, and you've done exactly that. I do think you're going to go higher. Yes, you have bearish divergence here, but so what? It's already been fulfilled. I think you want to go higher. If you were to go lower than this line, I'd be very surprised, and you would probably not go down by much. But I'm right now looking for you at $1.47. You're probably going to 228, 264, 296, somewhere and everywhere in between, man. You could reach as high as $3, but I think if you were to go to your 2272, you'd probably go all the way up here, which would be around your 3618 actually. So first, let's look at 229, let's say 229 to about $3. Maybe not. 229 to 243. That's what I'm gonna stick with. That's probably your next area to go to. You got $1.47 now. Generally speaking, with this kind of look on the RSI, I would expect that you go lower, but at the same time, you've kind of got a double bottom off your 40 area, which is nice. You've held this area before. I see no reason why you won't just continue higher, honestly. I think you will. Let's see if we can find a reason why. You look so good. You look, no matter what I do, it just looks better so yeah, going up only. That's KDA. ACH, as far as all-time highs go in this cycle, I don't know either. I don't know anything about Kadena. I'm just telling you the charts, guys. That's what some people are very shocked that I do technical analysis on coins that I literally know nothing about. That's different than investing, okay? I don't invest in coins I don't know anything about. I read the white paper. I read what it is. I know a lot of you invest in coins, you don't even read the white paper, right? And you think I'm crazy for doing TA on a coin that I know nothing about. That to me is not crazy. Charts are charts. In fact, I think when you're less fundamentally attached to something, you can read the chart more accurately. Now, if something does have a fundamental prospect to it that could promote it to see a huge amount of growth or like a really high market cap, it has that capability, that could definitely be helpful in your TA. But I think TA, it's hard to say, like which dominates which. Does TA dominate the fundamentals or do fundamentals dominate the TA? Because at any point in time, for any coin, no matter how good the TA looks, if something fundamentally flawed happened and that the news of that came out in a day, it would tank, it would rug, you know what I mean? So I guess fundamentals do outweigh technical analysis at key moments, but as a whole, like day to day, week to week, month to month, technical analysis really is the guide over the fundamentals, in my opinion. The fundamentals is like the path, where technical analysis is the guide on that path, if that makes any sense. That's probably a bad analogy because a guide probably has traveled. They probably know the path, right? I don't know these things. I don't know anything about a lot of these coins that I talk about, but I do know TA, so I guess I know the path of TA. I don't know. I'm getting caught up in the analogies. Any of my good friends in the real world know, man, I love my analogies. Overbought as hell. ACH, I was calling for it to come down, coming down to chill. You're overbought. You were probably going to come down and chill for a little while, right? You're very overbought, being at an 88. But guess what? You can get even more overboughter. You can get even more. You can go up more for sure. It's a very bullish recovery to finish the week last week. Yesterday, Fonzie, you were asking me if I thought that it was still going down. The answer is no. I don't, and I already answered that in the Discord, but no. With that kind of volume, with a move like that, no, absolutely not. Higher lows being sustained, lower lows in your RSI, higher lows, you bounce off your 50, no. I think you're going higher, yeah. I think I was wrong in my video yesterday, the live stream, saying that it was going to go lower. You closed above your 618. If you find resistance here, you're at 4.2 cents. If you pulled back as low as 3.8 cents, even down to 3.5 cents, I think you're still fine, okay? Just don't close below the 236. That would make this a bull trap, okay? And it could be a bull trap. It does have that potential. But at this point in time, I think it would have been a bull trap if you didn't close above the 618 and you didn't have as much volume. This looks pretty decisive, though. I'm curious to see. I wouldn't be surprised if today flipped over and turned green, but I think you're on your way to 6 cents, 7 cents, man. Yeah, or higher. Or you could absolutely go higher. Let's throw the Mac Daddy fib on here. Yeah, dude, you could go to 7.5, 12 cents even. Like, genuinely speaking, you could make insane moves here in a very short amount of time. Like before May, it's very possible that you could see prices even all the way up to 12 cents, man. But maybe not. Maybe you get held back by that 7.5, 9 cent zone. I would expect that you do, though. You didn't close above your 886 last week, so it's not as good as it could look, I suppose. but it still looks pretty damn good, bro. I think you want to go up higher. I think the 4 hour looks fine. The daily looks fine. I'm not worried about this at all right now, man. Look this in the face and be like, I ain't afraid of you. Whatever. You're going to turn around and do well. You held your 120. Like, dude, it looks good. It looks really good. So, yes, I was wrong in my live stream yesterday for this thing. Happy to be wrong because I know you hold a good bag of it, Fonzie, and I hope anybody watching this who does hold a good bag of it, I hope you guys make a lot of money, man, because it looks like it's about to do that for you. So that's ACH looking good, looking really good in my opinion. Staring this somewhat big 4 hour red candle, it's not even that big, honestly, it's only 3%, in the face and saying, we ain't scared, you're going higher. ACH, XCN. For I am we. Oh, dude, XCN, I own XCN. I just wrote it down. I didn't even think about what it is. I should have made a separate video for this one, man, because I really do like XCN a lot. So forgive me if we spend a little extra time on this. I still want to do a fundamental analysis video on this thing because I have read the white paper for this. This is one that I know what it does very well. I haven't used it myself. Curious about it for sure, but haven't used it. You can lend, you can borrow, you can stake with this. It's decentralized. It's a decentralized finance DeFi token. And I'm pretty sure XCN is an ERC20 token. I'm pretty sure it is. But it's one of the few ERC20s that actually, because of the way that it's used with its protocol, like it actually does have value. A lot of ERC20s don't have like really any value, but I think that this does have value because it's what you use to borrow, to lend, to stake in this thing. Like it actually does have use. Let's see. Nice volume on the day there. Came back, pulled back to your 6.9 off of this high to low. Went all the way to your 1.272. Held the golden ratio area. Coming back up. I think, did you close above the 886? Did we do it? Did we do it? We did, barely. It's not enough to be too excited, but it is a little bit exciting. I'm not going to lie. I would expect you guys that XCN is going to continue to move up to about higher than this 1.272. Probably higher than the 1.414. We're looking to go to about half a cent, 0.6 cents. Might even be making a run for 1 cent itself. Here we are at 0.00285. The reason why I love XCN, besides the fact that it's taken me a second to kind of realize this about myself, but apparently I'm getting into these DeFi tokens a little bit more this cycle. I like gaming tokens. I really thought earlier in the cycle, like about a year ago, I thought most of my holdings would be in gaming coins, metaverse tokens, Dogecoin, and some like Bitcoin Cash. I thought that was going to be most of my holdings, but as time has gone on, it's not most of my holdings, but a significant portion of the holdings is definitely in DeFi, decentralized finance coins, which I didn't expect, but that's just how it's gone. $80 million market cap. Very low market cap in crypto, very high potential to grow. If we look at this thing for what it's worth, we zoom out, this thing has done nothing but go down all its life, and it's had a phenomenal recovery. This is a very nice cup coming out of this, very nice volume on your moves coming out of this. It's beautiful, man. It really is beautiful. And you're not fully diluted, right? Your fully diluted value would essentially be twice this amount, but I'm fairly positive that you're not. So with this coin, because I did read the white paper, you're not printing new coins, you're not minting new coins until April of next year, of 2025, late in the bull cycle. So can this thing see new all-time highs this cycle? I absolutely think it can, man. I absolutely think it can. From high to low, some of the best charts, stocks, cryptos, they look like this, where they just tank. You have this long phase of accumulation, nice bump up, you come down, you form a higher low right on your previous resistance points, boom, nice bump up with nice volume. We're finding higher lows here above this previous resistance. I wouldn't really call this a higher low. I mean, it is on like a daily and a weekly aspect, but we'll probably see a more sustained low like this as we get higher, as we get to like 1.5 to 2.2 cents, and I do think that's where we're going. But if we look at this for what it's worth right now, if I can get it there, come on, buddy. Something like that right there. That right there is a 144x. I mean, 150x, 144x, whatever, somewhere in that range, right? The 1618 is all the way up here, and I was doing the math earlier, you guys. This thing absolutely could see this kind of growth. That's an 855.2x from its current price right now. I wouldn't bet money that happens. I just accept it as a possibility, right? But the market cap that would promote is totally achievable. I mean, if we could do it right now. Here, let's call it 80 million. We'll round up so it's a little bit more conservative or overestimated, whatever. 80 million. We're talking in the terms of millions now. 80 million times 855.25. We'll be very specific. 855.25. Okay. So this is in the terms of millions. So 1,000 will be a billion. 10,000 will be 10 billion, okay? That's how the math works. So that would be 68.420 billion. It'd be better if it was 69,420, wouldn't it? So with that, I think we actually will see a little bit more growth. I'm just trying to tell you, man, a market cap like this is completely achievable for something. If it catches traction, if it catches enough attention, it's at a low enough market cap right now. It's on Coinbase. It's a DeFi token. Let's see how many actually exchanges is on. It's on Coinbase and Kraken and KuCoin. It could get listed on Binance. You never know, but it's available to a lot of people. Something like this could grow a lot, gain a lot of attention, and be nowhere near being done. So absolutely, I think something like this is possible. This is one of my. I need to add this to the Discord, the moonshot page, man. I need to. Thank you for all the love in this, guys. I've gone through and talked about some of the coins that I think have a real chance at moonshotting. This is back in August of 2023, so a little bit ago. Prices are a little bit different now, of course, but yeah, man, this thing has some real potential. For the more immediate term time frames, though, getting away from the Moon Boy stuff. And again, I wouldn't hold my breath on this price, but don't count it out. It's absolutely possible, absolutely. Let alone the 1414 or the 1272. But either way, I would at least expect the 1272, which is still like 140x from here. If you put like $10,000, that would be like $1 million, right? Not financial, it'd be over $1 million. Not financial advisor, not a financial advisor, but just saying, rejected your 382, found support on your 236 area. No, you did not hit it. No, you did not hit it, but that's still rejection support. I'm calling it that for sure. Classic maneuver when you're working your way up to your 61869. So that's where I think you're going. I think you are inevitably working your way up to a 1.5 cent area or higher. You kind of have this like parabolic look about you. So, this, I'm sure that you're probably going to check back again as you did here at some point, but in the more immediate terms, you probably move up before you have like a significant check back, more significant than what we just had, something more like this. Maybe more than this, maybe less than this. You'll probably move up to about anywhere from half a cent to 0.66 cents, maybe even 1 cent itself, somewhere anywhere in between that range. I'd be really surprised if right now we were just, before May running up to about 1.5 cents. It could happen. I'd be surprised, but definitely looks like it wants to continue higher. That's a nice bounce off your 50 on the RSI. You've got lower lows in your RSI, higher lows in the price. It kind of looks like ACH without that bullish day with bullish volume, but it'll come. It'll come. I think it will. Shout out to everybody who bought XCN with me that day or the days after, or even before then. And shout out to JG Aesthetics for turning me on to this one, man. You requested it a few times. You told me to look into it a little bit more. I did, and I personally did take an interest in it. So that was my area of buying there. That's where I posted on the Discord when I bought. It went lower. It literally went lower the next day or that day, and it's been around that area since. So you absolutely could have bought before this 8% pump today, and definitely well before the 100x comes in, man. But that's XCN. I spent too much time talking about that as well. Well. Speaking of as well, for Moonwell, they've got a well on the moon for your moon coins. It is mooning well. It is doing very well actually for itself. Low to high here, all the way up at 751% in the course of that's an 8.5x. in the course of 3 months, essentially, right? Pretty high on the RSI, but you could go higher. Let's throw a fib on there. That's a lot of growth. Don't FOMO into something like this right now because you probably do see a pullback at some point. You could, okay, so you could go higher. You could do one of two things right now. One, you hold this area and you move up to 6 cents, essentially. Just below 6 cents. Two, you pull back from here, you go just below 2 cents, maybe even down to 1.5 cents, and then you move up higher. And the reason why I would put some weight on that happening is because this area is your previous like kind of resistance zone where when you broke out, it was on, right? You had a nice week here, but more volume came in and bigger moves consistently followed through after you broke this like 886 area. So you could pull back to 1.5 cents to 1.9 cents. This is why after beyond the fact that you're up like 8.5x from your recent low back in January over 3 months, beyond that, why you shouldn't FOMO in up here. It would make sense to pull back here. Now let's say I'm wrong. Let's say it does go all the way up to your 1618, even all the way back to your, or all the way up to your 1886. The odds of you pulling back to the 1414 or the 1272 are very, very high, right? This would be your next level if you were to do that. So you would have a second chance, so to speak, at buying in this area. With this kind of maneuver, this falls under like a good kind of reference to risk management. You don't want to chase it. Sure, you could buy it here and you could catch that move. Great. You know, you're probably lucky. You could call it smart. The difference between smart and dumb is really just the results in this game. But if you're patient, either way, you'll be able to buy around this area or lower, and I also think that's smart too, right? Like buying here, however you want to look at it, if it does this afterwards and then it pulls back and then you buy here, this is the smart buy. This is not the smart buy, if that makes any sense. So get rid of my horribly drawn lines there, but see what I think of that. Somewhat of a double top in your RSI, but dude, the daily and the weekly RSI look hot. They look really strong. I like that you've been consolidating around the 1272 here. This does lead me to believe you could go higher, but you're pretty overbought on your daily RSI, man. You hit the 90s. I don't know, man. Volume doesn't look bad. It doesn't look terrible. To be fair, it does not. The 4 hour looks good too, bro. I don't know. I feel like whatever I say, I'm going to be wrong. So I think it's going to go up. I think it will go up. I think it will probably go up to the 1618. You could go just below 6 cents. Sure, you could go all the way up to your 1886 at just below 10 cents, but I don't think you will. I think you'll go to this 1618, and then you'll pull back around this area, if not around the 1414, and find support. So looking good. Looking good, yes. Well, that's well. Talk about AERO, AERO, Aerodrome Finance. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't, guys. I really do appreciate you. You guys, there was so much love in the live stream last night. I'm truly grateful for everybody who watches this channel regularly or who just started watching it. You guys are amazing. Like, really got a good crowd of people here. I just really hope the best for everybody, man. I hope you all make a ton of money. You make life-changing money. Maybe you don't hit 100x. Maybe you don't hit a 1000x. Maybe you only hit like a 10x or a 50x. And as crazy as that sounds, I fully believe that anybody in this channel right now watching these videos, you can easily make a 10x. Okay, making it and walking away with it is different, though, right? You need to sell. You need to sell at the right time, right? And I don't think we're near the right time yet. It's hard to say when the right time is. Any and every single one of these coins could be a scam. You never know when something can rug pull. They might not be scams. They might be legitimate, but they have a fatal flaw in their code, and somebody exploits it, and they make all the cash, and we're left holding the bags, man. It happens. This is crypto. It's a cutthroat game. It's the wild, wild west, but not for long, man. There are regulations have come, and there are going to continue to come. You know, this might be one of the last great cycles that we have, and I know, shout out to Ethan Gallstead. I know he's been saying that for a long time. I don't know if I believe that it is. I think altcoins will always probably do well. Probably, well, maybe not always, but I think we've got time in that. For some of the higher cap cryptos, it could, I could see it being one of the last great cycles. But I feel like they said that in 2017. I feel like they said that last cycle, and last cycle was a dud. Last cycle was absolutely a dud. So I think we're going to do better this cycle. But I mean, it could be. This could be like one of the last great cycles that we have, guys. So I'm just saying. Going back to the point, I think any and all of you could make a 10x minimum if you do it right. Doing it right looks like this. You're involved. You should have bought crypto months ago, if not over it, like half a year ago or a year ago or more, right? You should have been holding this whole time and adding along the way on the dips, whatever, on anything that comes out interests you. If you're new to crypto and you're just getting in now, you're still early to the party. We are before the halving. There's plenty of time left in the cycle. Okay, do not worry. But the way to do this is you buy something that you're sure of and you hold it. And you don't trade it. You don't touch it. You just let it sit. Let it do the work for you. You go to sleep and you're making money and you're not even thinking about it. That's what you want to be doing. And I can't, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, but I would bet a lot of you are going. A 10x is like, I feel like that's not even a suitable minimum for like a standard of what we could see across the board with a lot of these coins that we're talking about. Like anything, some of the more regular ones I talk about, like Bitcoin Cash, XCN, for example, Compound, Bluezell, Mana, like even Dogecoin, even with its recent pump, a 10x is nothing, guys, for all those. And all you have to do is buy and hold. And if they drop, you buy more, but you don't sell more. Not financial advice. I'm just talking about my opinion. I'm literally telling you what I would do, because this is exactly what I will do and have done. But if you're new, you're absolutely not late to the party. You can make absolutely life-changing money. A 10x, when we're talking about hundreds of x's, might seem small, but man, a 10x is great. It's awesome when you turn $1,000 into 10,000. It's great when you turn 10,000 into 100,000, man. When you make $100,000 overnight, you're loving life. Okay, it's a good feeling. But the key is to pull out. You're euphoric whenever you have that moment going. You're very euphoric, or at least I was. Whenever I first started making serious money with this stuff, it's almost like, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it almost like feels right. Like it like felt right. It felt like it was destiny, if that makes any sense. And maybe it's different for it's probably different for everybody. But the thing that I messed up on was I thought it would keep going. I thought because Bitcoin wasn't at the price that I thought it would. I thought we were not done with the market. And I didn't look at the time frames, and it makes sense that it turned around when it did. I didn't look at the DXY, and it makes sense that it turned around whenever it did. So, of course, if Bitcoin's going down, everything else is going to go down. But also, Dogecoin itself, I made a lot of cash in Dogecoin last cycle. It topped off way earlier than everything else did, which I didn't expect that either. I thought we were so early in the cycle, Bitcoin was still climbing, that it would go up too. But that's all revolving back my own prior mistakes that I made even in the last cycle, is that you want to sell when you're euphoric. When you have life-changing money, I'm taking this from Eric Crown himself, when you have life-changing money on the table, take it off the table. If it can change your life, take it, go change your life. Do it. That's the whole point of this. You're putting your money that you have right now, that is your life right now, whether it's $100, whether it's $1,000, whether it's less than that, whether it's more than that, and if you turn it into life-changing money, take it off the table. Change your life with that money. Do that, okay? But don't do it too soon, and definitely don't do it too late. That's where this fine dance comes in, man. But enough of that. Let's get back into the TA. AERO looking good, very hot on the daily RSI. Very, not even hot, I should say. It's very strong. I love seeing this kind of readings. I don't like the volume. I very much actually don't like the volume at all. The volume gives me weird vibes, but whatever. With this volume, I would say you probably do pull back to about 60 cents. You're at 96 cents now, so you probably do that, but let's just see if that makes sense at all. Yeah, I could see that, man. You could go, you're still in your expected fib range. You could go up to $1.10, $1.09, and then pull all the way back to 60 cents. You really could. Like, that happens. So just for example here, from this high to low, you dropped 54%. If you were to go all the way up to your 618, I mean, that's not even the same drop percentage-wise, right? And that's a very expected maneuver to make when you're in this range between the 1618 and the 1272 going to the 886. But for now, you look good on your daily RSI. The weekly is not going to help us. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour looks strong too. I just don't like the volume. It's not encouraging. So even if it does go up here, don't chase it, right? Like I wouldn't be buying now. I'd wait to buy. Wait at least until 83 cents, but it probably does pull back to 67 to 61 cents or lower. But I think it wants to go up just a little bit higher first. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, just a little bit higher first. I'm going to stand by that. Yeah. Not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. I'll say that like every 5 minutes apparently. CHZ. CHC. Chiliz. Yeah, hey man. Actually, this is one. I forgot about it, but I actually like this one too. Somebody was requesting it weeks ago. A couple weeks ago. A few weeks ago. I forget when. I want to say it was either in the beginning of the month or at the end of the month, but the end of last month. But I actually think this coin looks good too, honestly. It's got a low market cap if I remember correctly. What is it? CHC. Chiliz. That cap is on. Nope, that is not a low market cap. What was I thinking? Whoa. 1.2 billion, is that? Why did I like this so much? What? They look the same. And it's already fully diluted actually, so I don't know. I mean, the chart doesn't look bad. I don't know why I liked this thing so much last time. What was it that I was seeing? Holding your 618 area. I mean, if you move up to 49 cents, 90 cents, that'd be nice. You're at 13.8 cents now, yeah. I don't know. With the way the daily RSI looks, with the way the price is looking, I wouldn't be surprised if you did pull back to your 382, down at about 10 cents first, and then continue to move higher. 4 hour looks fine, but I still think you're going lower. I do. Just for the immediate term, and then you're going to move up more. I don't know why I like this thing so much. I remember the last time I looked at it, I like actually really liked it. Maybe I thought it was like worth $1 million. I don't know. Or oh, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, look at that. That's a magic number right there. Being worth 13 cents. Huh. I don't know, man. I don't know what I liked so much about this thing, but I do think it sees new all-time highs. But for the time being, I think it goes down. And it's not that I don't like it. I feel like I remember kind of geeking over it last time, but maybe I had it twisted with something else. Anyways, that's CHC. Let's talk about CLV now. CLV. Clover Finance, right? These finance tokens, bro. Nice volume, looking good. Consolidation phase, lower lows with higher lows. Love to see it. You're probably moving up, probably. Ooh, man, if you bounce here, that'd be really good. I think it would. Look at that, bro. Beautiful. 1618 rejection, 1272 support potential, right? As long as you move up from here. If you go down, whatever, you're going to go down to about 9 cents, 8.2 cents, maybe a little bit lower than that. But I would think you hold that 8.2 cent area if you were to go lower from here. But with the way the daily's looking, I think you want to go higher. I think you want to go higher. I think you would have gone lower if that was even on the agenda. I think right now your next stop is going to be between 17 to 22 cents, and I really like that 22 cent area. I think so. Yeah. Dude, you might even go higher than that. Yeah, you might be working your way up to 30 cents. You're at 11 cents now, and when I say working your way up there, I mean in a very short amount of time, like potentially by May or by June. Yeah. Looking frisky. Looking real frisky, Clover. Looking good. If you go down from here, you could, go down a little bit, still form a higher low relative to this, or if you break out of this consolidation phase, you could go all the way down to your 100 level, which is at about 8.95 cents, or maybe to your 886 at 8.25 cents. You could go as low as 6.8 cents, but I don't think you're going to go below 8.25 cents. Just accept it as a possibility. That way, hey, if it does happen, the reason I talk about this, right, is like, if it does happen, cool. You bounce here in the expected zone, that's great. Even though I'm kind of expecting that you bounce here. If it doesn't happen and you go lower, cool. It's not ideal. If it was me trading this, for example, if I was looking to buy this, I might DCA, I might buy some now, which is not normal because I feel like I'm chasing it. But if I really had interest to buy it, I might buy it now because I am pretty confident it is going to move higher, rather immediately, like dramatically higher. and then I might wait and see if it pulls back here to DCA more if it broke out of this range. However, if it broke above the 1414, I might just buy some more. I'd rather put a heavier bag in up here, DCA a little bit here, heavier bag up here before you really break out and get going. But and then if it did go down here, I'd probably just put my whole bag in there, DCA between these like 100 and 886 areas. And then if it went down here, I mean, maybe I'd have some cash on the side, but I probably just wouldn't anticipate that. So at that point, what I would do is just accept it as something that happened. It's not what I expected to happen, but full faith that it will still come back up so you don't panic sell. That's why I'm addressing it in the first place, is so that if it happens, even though it's not expected to happen, I very much don't expect it to happen. I don't really even expect this to happen. You're not panic selling. You're not freaking out. You're like, oh man, this thing is going to zero now. No, it's if you go here, that's actually normal. It's healthy. It's fine. It's a higher low. Don't be scared. But I don't think you're going to do that. I think you're just going to move higher. So that's CLV looking good. Dottie, man, good old Dot. This is another one that I'm like curious if it'll see new all-time highs. I was a lot more doubtful throughout most of the bear market that Dot would see new all-time highs, but I'm a little bit more hopeful now than I've ever been, because it's something that a lot of people in crypto know about, whether you've been in it for a while or you're new. A lot of people know Polkadot, right? Kind of a breakthrough in technology for its time when it came out, kind of, right? And a lot of people are discounting it now. Just like XRP, like DOT and XRP, two very popular cryptos that everybody knows about, but everybody's like, nah, they're not going to do well, which makes me think that they're going to pump real hard. They're going to get that interest. It's like nobody wants it. Nobody wants DOT here. They're all going to want it up here, though. They're all going to want it up here, you know. So that's just how human psychology works. Bouncing off your 50 is a nice sign. Corresponding with the 236, bouncing off of that is also a good sign. Looking at the weekly RSI, yeah, you got a little bit of a triple top action kind of going on. But, I mean, you've already seen that downside move play out with last week's movement. I mean, technically, you checked back at an area of resistance, found support potentially on it. You're grinding it out with the 382 and the 123 weekly moving average. I don't mind your daily at all. It looks like you bounced off your 40. Yeah, you did. You could go lower. You could go a little bit lower, sure. You could go, you know, you're at 935, maybe you go to 774, maybe you go just a little bit below $7 again. But inevitably, I do think DOT right now, you're if you go a little bit lower, okay, cool, a little bit lower. But I'm personally not thinking you do. I think you broke out of this accumulation range, you tested back for support. I think it's up only from here. So I really think you're going $20, man. $20, $23. That's what I think for DOT. Let's move on to Sand. S-A-N-D, Sand. Let's see. High to low, 1414, hit the 1618. This is what I mean. See, when I was talking about, I think it was it CLV? When I was talking about the 618 going down as low as, I think it was like 6.8 cents or something like that. It happens. You see this expected zone, you come all the way back to your 618 for support, and then boom, you have a positive reaction. The fact that you dipped this low and closed above your 886 is beautiful, man. It's really beautiful. Not a lot of volume, but that's okay. You know, I'd like to see more volume come in as you move higher, but that's okay. With this look, I would very much expect you moving to 92 cents in a very short amount of time. You're at 68 cents right now, so 92 cents. And man, if you break that, if you break 92 cents, you're moving up to $1.26 and beyond in a very, very short amount of time. If you break this 92 cent area, like break it. Don't just flirt with it, break it. You're going to $1.31 to $2 like that, bro. You're at 68 cents right now, so decent gains in a very short amount of time if and when you break 92 cents. Okay. Looking at the daily, I don't hate the daily. It could go lower. I just don't know if you do. I want to look at this one more time. Hold on. 3.8, dude, it looks so good. No, you're going up, bro. You're going up. Yeah. I think so, man. Yep. Look, just everything's being respected across it. Like, no matter how you draw the fib, whether it's this one, bounced off your golden ratio, literally tipped the 618. Go back to this one, you went all the way down to your 618 and held support at the 886. Different fibs, but held your 886 after seeing the common extensions. That's good for the next level up and beyond. And then even this fib here, the more macro, or the bigger one, which in my opinion is a little bit more significant, you tipped the 382 after seeing a bullish move like this. It looks really good. It looks really, really good. I think you're moving higher. That's it. Sand, you look good. I would assume that's good for mana as well. Mana and sand, they run together sometimes. You know, they're in similar. It's like XLM and XRP, right? XDC. I'm not saying they're like that. I'm just saying XLM and XRP and XDC, they run together sometimes. You know, what's good for XRP is good for XLM or XDC. I'm gonna need another water, man. We're running out here. CRV, Curve Dow. Is this the right one? Yeah, okay. High to low, 618 rejection, 382 support. Beautiful. You're probably gonna move up. I would really like to see you have a positive reaction with the zone this time. Positive reaction meaning do not double top. Just get through it. Get up into this area, right? If you find resistance here and you kind of like find a consolidation phase here, that's okay. That's fine. Just don't double top. I would like to see you go up. If you do double top, it's not the end of the world. I would just like to see you break through it, personally. That's my anticipation, would be that you do break above this. You don't reject from this zone. You could consolidate around there, but I think you'll break through it and go up probably to $1 to $1.15. I do not have any problems with the weekly RSI at all. Daily RSI I have a little bit of a problem with, but I do like the price action. I do. Yeah, that's great, man. Yeah, I think you move up. I think so. $1.15, something like that. That's where you're going. Looking good. Yep. Terra, TRAX. This one was one that I remember it's a really good looking one, man. Oh man, it just blew up so much. So very much. That's a beautiful double bottom right there, right? You've got the rare Eve and Atom. Eve and Atoms, I've said it time and time again, they are more bullish than Atom and Eves. And the theory behind that, from what I've heard and from what I believe, is V-shaped recoveries they're just more powerful. So whenever you have that combined with an Adam and Eve pattern, but it's an Eve and Atom, that sets you up for a hell of an accumulation range that also breaks out and sees a hell of a move afterwards. High to low here, all the way up in who cares land, and you went all the way back to the 1272, again in who cares land, and then you're bouncing between the 2272 and the 1886, holding support at the 50. Not a lot of volume, but hey, whatever, you know, that's okay. We're gonna use this on KuCoin daily. Daily RSI ain't giving me much, so we'll take that away. High to low. I like it enough to think that it's going higher. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour also is not giving me enough. I think you're consolidating and you will probably move higher. Yes. You could go lower first. You're at 1.24 cents. You could go all the way down to 1 cent. Maybe even just a little bit below 1 cent. But I think you are consolidating and getting ready for that next move up to 3 to 4.5 cents, maybe even 9 cents. Here you are at 1.2 cents. So looking good. Looking good. Just when will you do it? When will you do it? When will you make that move up to these highs? I would look first for a break of 1.55 cents on a weekly basis, close above there on a weekly basis, close above there multiple days on a daily basis, right? And then closing above the 886 at 2 cents is also key. When you close above 1.55 cents on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, it's cause to get excited, but don't just do it for one day, do it for multiple days. On a weekly basis, definitely cause for getting excited. And then especially when you're at 2.077 cents, if you're above there on a closing weekly basis or multiple daily basis, definitely cause to get excited, man, because you could, from here, more than double in growth overall. Yeah, there's a lot of potential with that for sure. So looking good, TRAX. You're probably moving sideways until you're not. And again, I gave you those areas to look for as far as the breakouts go. Let's talk about FTG for Cryptothon. Ongo. It's definitely on go, but ongo is a word in Spanish for mushroom. Ongo. Although I think, is ongo, does it have an H? Ongo in English? Fungus, yeah, mushroom. It does have an H, okay. I know a little bit of Spanish, guys, just a little bit. But this is definitely on go. Now this looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. The volume is all wrong, but maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe not. Okay, so the volume's all wrong, but whatever. I'm tired of saying that the volume's wrong, so it's not an inverse head and shoulders pattern and being proven wrong time and time again. Crypto doesn't care, man. Absolutely, it looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. And I'm sure I'm not the only person that sees that. So you're accumulating until you're not. You're going to break out of this range. That would be your neckline. Dependent, you know, it could be, this could be your neckline. But I like the closing highs as the place to break personally. I think when you break above half a cent, that's when things are going to do well on a weekly basis, right? And you're probably working your way up there now. Looking at the daily. Yeah, I don't mind the daily at all. Looks like you bounced right off your 40. You're above your 50 again, showing nice movements. Nice day there yesterday with decent volume. Yeah, you're probably moving higher. Yep, I think so. I think so. Onwards and upwards, 1 cent, 1.5 cent, and beyond coming at you soon, man. With that kind of maneuver, you'd actually have a breakout of this. You'd probably move all the way up to like 3 cents. But who knows? That's FTG. You're consolidating until you don't. If you go lower from here, you probably don't go below 0.003 or like 0.0029, I should say. If you go higher from here, you know, you're waiting to break that half a cent area. So that's essentially that. All right, FTG, that's that. Let's talk about PNG, Pangolin. Not Procter & Gamble, I'm assuming. On Coinbase, MEXC. We'll use MEXC. High to low here. Looking great, bro. Looking really good. Overbought. You've been overbought for a while, but hey, man, let the good times roll. You're at 45 cents. Looking like you want to make a move up to $1.45, man. Like, soon. I think you look fine. Yeah. Stay above the 1618. If you get below it, apparently it's not a big deal, but I'd like to see you stay above it. Really, once you get above that 1886, it's on to $1.45 land or higher. Yeah, I don't mind it. Doesn't look bad. Yeah. Dude. At that rate, I mean, you might be seeing new all-time highs, right? I don't know. You could go higher. As crazy as that sounds, you could go higher. That's PNG. Looking frisky. If I'm wrong, if it goes down, you will know because we break this here. I will say, you know, I don't like the flat base with the descending highs. I don't like that, but your interaction with the fibs, the way that your RSIs look, I'm a little bit optimistic for this thing. But if you turn around from here and you close below essentially 36 cents on a daily basis, that would not look good. That would send you down to 27 cents to 21 cents, 27 to 21 cents. Yeah, that is that. Oops, I just pulled something up. Didn't mean to. Let's see. ADA. Whew. Looking great as well, man. Cardano looking good, guys. Yep. Bearish divergence, yes, absolutely, it's there. You've already made the move though. You found support at your previous resistance, breakout point, looking good, looking ready to fly higher. Absolutely, I mean fly too. Let's see, high to low here. Dude, above your 382, you went below it and you closed above it. Love to see that. You're making your way up to $1.16 to $1.40. Yeah, 64 cents. Cardano, guys, is about to steal the spotlight in the coming weeks. It's not going to be the top performer in the coming weeks, but out of like some of the top 100 cryptos, with how regarded it is, with how much attention is on it, with how high of a market cap it has in crypto, I think it's going to steal the spotlight. I think it'll be a focal point of it, a focus point of attention. Somewhere around $1.16 to $1.40 is where it's going, man. In the coming weeks, coming months, looking good, looking frisky. I wouldn't be surprised right now if this week you ended up closing above 73 cents. You're at 64 cents now. You could even close above 86 cents, but you're going up, man. In a short amount of time, I think you're moving up, yeah. I don't like the daily RSI. I don't like it, but hey, you have found support here before, so who cares? That's actually, it's fine. Right above your 123 as well. That much I don't mind. 4 hour looks great. Yeah, I think you're moving up, Cardano. Looking good. Let's finish this up with mobile. Helium mobile. Not a lot of data. A little bit more data. Where's the most data? KuCoin. We'll go with KuCoin. We'll do KuCoin. Low to high. You guys, I love KuCoin. I don't use it. Actually, I'm locked out of my account because I'm an American citizen, and I used to use it before they got. They basically got pressured into doing KYC, right? From our SEC here. Right, because the SEC started going after any exchanges that didn't have KYC that Americans were heavily using, and KuCoin was one of them, man. But I can get unlocked out of it. I've got some tokens on there, but man, the coins I have right now, like, it's not worth anything. Like, I'm not. Maybe one day, whenever those coins go up a ton, right, and if they ever do, then I'd be more enticed to figure out how to unlock that stuff. But I love KuCoin, man. I really do. Even though I'm locked out of it, I think it's one of the better exchanges in crypto. Personally, I think they do a good job. I definitely feel like they're legitimate. I think, in a space full of scammers, I think they're pretty legit. They literally, you guys, my first scare with KuCoin, talking about it because we're looking at it. We've looked at it a few times. Different charts on KuCoin. The Chinese government was going to raid their headquarters, is what it was, and they did. But KuCoin, someone had a tip, or like they knew about that, and their building was empty. Like, there might have been some computers or keyboards or something, I forget, but like for the most part, it was empty. It was just like completely empty. And they moved. I think they moved to Singapore or somewhere else where like the laws were less strict on them. But they got raided, and they foresaw this coming. They left, and I'm just saying, man, they left. They kept their exchange alive. They literally like fought to keep their exchange alive, and they moved. They just moved to a different country. And they're still one of the top exchanges. Like, the Chinese government literally tried to shut them down, man. Tried to, as they have with a lot of different things. But yeah, I don't know. I respect KuCoin for that a little bit. That happened back in, I think, 2018. Might have been 2017. I think it was 2018 though. Unless I'm making up a story and I'm just remembering something that never happened, but I'm fairly positive. I'm not like I know that's what happened. Low to high here, 0.5 support on mobile. Kind of a double bottom on your RSI in a non-conventional area, but the price looks nice, holding support potentially at a previous area of resistance. The 4 hour RSI looks fine, could look better. You're at a point where you need to prove yourself. If you can get back above 0.0455, cool. Really, you want to get above 0.04534, get above there on a daily closing basis. That'd be really great. But if you close below this low, or get below it really, you're probably going to 0.00351, 0.032, somewhere in that area. Find support there, consolidate there, and then probably look to move up. But I'm assuming, just looking at the trajectory you have here, I am assuming you've found your low, you want to move higher. So up, 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 looking good. Where are you going to go? Top to bottom, you're going to 0.008 to 0.0097. Between 0.008 to apparently 1 cent, somewhere in that area. You're at 0.004323 right now, so that's a good look. With that, I leave you guys. As far as which one's the winner goes, I'm biased. I am I want to say XCN is the winner. I'm very biased on that, but I feel like there was something that looked like it wanted to pop in the morning. I mean, ADA looks good. Again, I think ADA will steal the spotlight, but I don't think it's the winner. I think there's going to be a bigger growth than that one. Was it CLV? I don't know, man. CLV looked good too. I might give it a tie. It could be ACH for Fonzie. There's some good ones. We're going to go with a three-way draw between ACH, XCN, and CLV. So Die 55, I Am, We, and Fonzie. You guys split the difference there. It's a three-way tie for glory. But those stood out to me as looking the best for potential growth in the shortest amount of time. There are a lot of coins that look like they want to do great gains in a short amount of time. Okay, so don't take it to heart if I didn't throw your name on there. But yeah. This one could have been it too. Mobile, this one looks pretty good as well. But again, watch the narrative, guys, over the next couple weeks. A lot of attention is going to be put on Cardano if things go the way I'm thinking they do. Unless something with a bigger market cap or a smaller market cap sees greater gains. But anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. Take care. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Peace.